What's up, everybody? I want to talk about 5 baits today that I want to learn how to fish better and fish them more in 2025. First one I want to talk about is a rattle trap. Something I used to fish a lot. Used to fish them in Canada, and honestly, I just haven't fished them a ton in the last several years. So this year, decided wanted to pick up a few new ones, and I want to get out and throw them more. This one's a rip and wrap, but obviously there's lots of great options with the red eye shad, the original rattle trap, the rip and wraps. So, number one, rattle trap. Second bait that I want to throw more this year is the big glide baits, the big swim baits. Whether it's a call shad or something like this Spro KGB Chad Shad, they're catching on across the country, and there's a reason. I want to learn how to fish them more efficiently, fish them better, get some time in behind the rod and reel with some of these bigger baits. I mean, they're proven fish catchers. There's a reason that you see guys throwing them, and there's pages and groups dedicated to just swim bait fishing. And you see some of these pros that are year in and year out catching monster fish on the big baits, the big swim baits. More companies are starting to come out with them. They're getting more affordable. There's more options on the market now than there ever were. So it's not just the little guys in the garage making baits where you're lucky to get one every couple of years. Now, this Chad Shad, Spro makes it. Are they as good as the original Chad Shads? Probably not, but that's okay. These are affordable. It gets an entry level swim baiter like myself into the game and gives me an opportunity to fish the bigger baits at a more reasonable price. So number two, big swim baits. Bait number three, sounds silly, but a Nico rig. This is the Big Bite Baits Nico Rama worm. I picked up a couple packs last year, had a little bit of luck on towards the end of the year, but I think this is one of those things that a lot of guys aren't throwing it again. I think it got popular now with forward-facing sonar, the jig head minnows. More guys are throwing that kind of stuff. I don't have it, so I don't throw the jig head minnows and that kind of stuff. But a Nico rig, it's effective. You can do a crawl, you can do a worm. It doesn't matter. You just got to get out there and throw it. Like I said, I had a little bit of luck on it last year towards the end of the season. Started to really like how it was fishing and like fishing it. So it's kind of, in my opinion, the new version of a Ned rig. A little bit bigger profile, a little bigger bait. Hopefully get a little bigger bite. All right, bait number four. A deeper diving crankbait. I love getting up shallow in the spring, throwing square bills, throwing DT4s, that kind of stuff. Deep diving crankbaits, never really been my strong suit, so I want to get better at throwing them this year. I have some Berkley Dime 10s, some Berkley Money Badgers, some of the classic, DT 10s, Strike King, 3XDs. So I have them. I want to get better at throwing them. I want to be able to utilize them. Had some luck the last 2 years. Later in the season, once the fish move off the shoreline, on one lake in particular, but I've never dove deep into it. I've never committed to going out and just throwing it and learning how to throw it better. So this year, we're going to put some work in with the deeper diving crankbaits. All right, the last one on the list for today, topwater. We all love getting bites on topwater. It's a visual bite, it's fun, but I've never thrown a popper much. Always thrown choppos, buzz baits, walking baits, something like the Zara Spooks. But the popper just never really had a place in my tackle box. So this year, we're going to throw the popper a bunch. We're going to see what it's about. You know it catches fish. Guys all over the country use them. They catch fish on them, whether it's river, smallmouth, largemouth in the lakes. Whether it's situational or not, I guess we're going to find out. But for bait number 5,